Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and early, not even 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, a few things I want to talk about today. My usual shopping day is early Friday morning. Every week is when I go shopping for food and whatnot at the big box stores. And I was at a big box store at 7 a.m., just before 7 a.m. Friday morning, and I got to tell you about that. All right, another story I want to talk about, the Vice President. I'm going to call her Vice President Harris. You guys know, if you've been watching me for any time, I have some kind of mental block with names. Kamala Harris, right? I'm not doing that on purpose. I have some kind of block with names. All right, I want to talk about this. I thought it was a joke. I swear to God, I could not believe that Fox News, the Daily Mail, the Daily Caller, everybody and their brother on the right was talking about the Vice President bought $500 in pots and pans. Oh my God. But more than that, I want to talk about the story about the president and his Thanksgiving. All right, let me start at the very beginning here. So I went shopping. Like I said, I do my usual weekly shopping Friday morning at 7 a.m. I've been doing this for years. And I was shocked. I went to one of the biggest box stores. I got to watch, name brands. And I swear it was barely a few more, maybe a couple dozen more cars than usual in the parking lot. Now, this same store I went to 3 years back, and it took me like over 20 minutes just to get in the parking lot. This is about 3 years back. And there were actually barricades set up in front of the doorway where they were lining people back and forth for yards and yards. Remember that? Remember there was hundreds of people. Remember people getting like ran over trying to get in the store? So I go to this big box store, and it's barely perceptible that there's maybe a few extra people, a few extra cars than on years past. All right, let me talk about that first of all, because there's probably right-wing conservative people looking, of course. It's got to be Joe Biden. It's got to be the economy. Oh my God, America's going to hell. No. I didn't get the exact numbers, but on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, I know that I saw the initial number that online shopping was up 20% more from the year before. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to try to put the numbers down below in the links, but I know that online shopping has been getting bigger every year. Really, it was raining. It was cold here. It was cold, dark, and raining Friday morning. And really, who wants to go out in the waning days of hopefully waning, if we're going to start talking about Omicron. But anyway, the waning days, hopefully, of a pandemic in the cold, wet rain where they could sit home and sip hot cocoa and eat Thanksgiving Day leftovers and shop online. So I think along with shopping malls, that's another thing. I went to a shopping mall about a couple weeks back, and it was just sad. The anchor stores are gone. It's like a dinosaur. Its last days are not too far away. I made a video from the parking lot because I was just shocked. I was in disbelief. You wouldn't even know when it was Black Friday. I'll see if I could post it here on my shorts on YouTube. It's just I wasn't planning on making this video, but I looked around the parking lot with my camera, and I'll try to post that down below, just so you guys. I'm sure you guys have seen the same thing. All right, on to the next story. The Vice President buying, I believe, let's be honest here, I believe it was two serving dish and a saucepan. All right, and I don't want to exaggerate. I want to get the numbers right here. It was over $500, less than $600. When I first saw this story, I swear to God, I had a hard time believing it. It was one of those stories where I was like, you got to be kidding me. These Fox News and all these other, like I said, all these other right-wing outlets are all in disbelief that she spent over $500 on a serving, I guess it's a serving dish. This is ridiculous. This is just insane. I thought about it. The average person, I don't cook here. I buy cheap pots and pans, and I have to keep buying them. If I did cook more, that's something I would buy. I mean, the minimum wage is $15 an hour, right? This serving tray or this serving dish and this saucepan, if you were somebody who really enjoys cooking, I've gone out with a few girls that just love to cook. You know, it's like they're hot. They love to do it, and they would invest in stuff like this. This is the kind of thing they would love. Like this is something they'd want for Christmas. And it's just, you know, I could see somebody putting $500 on a credit card. The fact that the right wing went crazy over the vice president spending $500 on a couple pots and pans, I don't get it. Now, here's the big thing. Trump and his gold toilets. I just can't wrap my head around the fact. And the pictures of is it Mar-a-Lago, or how many homes does he have? I don't even know. What's it, like 19 golf courses? We've all seen pictures of the gold plating. I mean, these rooms that the family took pictures in. You guys have seen these pictures before of the Trump family. I believe there's one with the boy there sitting on like a stuffed lion, and there's gold-plated everything. Gold-plated, real gold-plated everything. Walls, fixtures, tables, chairs, picture frames. Gold-plated toilets. And these people have the audacity to take Kamala Harris to task for a $300 serving day. This is a serving tray. This is, I don't know a lot about cookware, but a serving tray, it's something that people are going to see that you're going to serve food on. It's going to be a little fancy. Plus, you want it to work well. So, I mean, it sounds completely reasonable to me. This is just insane that I'm even talking about this. Now, on to the bigger story here. I've seen a lot of right-wing news outlets complaining about Joe Biden spending time in Nantucket. He should be in Wisconsin. I saw, I believe it was on Fox. The country would feel so much better if he was in Wisconsin right now. Now, I just lost somebody in August. And this also takes me back. Where I'm sitting right here is about 12 miles from Newtown, Connecticut. And I remember back then, when a politician comes in, a whole train of cameras and vans and the platforms with the news satellites and all that stuff comes with them. I remember the people around here not being able, just wanting the people out of here. When you're grieving, this is the last thing you want. Also, you want to look at what happened in Wisconsin. It wasn't a natural catastrophe, okay? I got to be careful how I phrase this, but it was a human cost, right? There's no rebuilding really going on here. There was no infrastructure damage. What they're dealing with here in Wisconsin right now is grieving. Personally, if I was grieving, I'm still in the process of grieving, having lost, like I said, what happened. And a politician came to my door with vans and news trucks all lined up behind him, trying to offer me his consolation, his sympathy, and all this other stuff. It would tick me off. This kind of thing doesn't help grieving at all. Closeness with friends and family, people you know, people that can relate to, people that know the loved ones that were lost, and talking about the good times with these people, that's the kind of thing that makes you feel good when you're grieving. Not somebody you don't know, some politician coming to your doorstep with cameras and all this other stuff. What I'm saying here is Biden showing up to Wisconsin would do absolutely no good. To me, it would look just like a politician trying to benefit off the despair and the loss of other people. That's all it would appear to me. Like I said, this isn't like an ongoing thing. It's not like a hurricane or something like that where you have to plan and rebuild and all this other stuff. What they're dealing with now is just basically grieving. And that's something a politician just can't help with. They're not meant to help with. I think Biden being in Wisconsin, honestly, would do far more, would probably do far more damage. Would really just hurt. It would cause a distraction from the healing process. Seriously, that's what I truly believe that. Using empathy, putting myself in their position. And what I saw here with everything that happened around here in Newtown, the streets lined with news vans and news cameras, people couldn't wait. That was just part of the pain, was all of that news coverage. You know, and then, okay, let's talk about Nantucket. I've been to Nantucket before. It's a beautiful place. They talk about he stayed at a $30 million place, you know. And if we're going to, you know, I just can't believe the people that are bringing this up are fans of Donald Trump. You know, I don't even know the numbers that go around Mar-a-Lago or his place in New Jersey or whatever like that. But there's an awful lot of audacity and disconnect for them to complain about Biden staying at a little New England town in it's a nice place. But for these people that are fans of a billionaire to complain about this, it's just ridiculous. All right, I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Saturday.